Anong Diyos ang pinag-uusapan natin dito? Ang reality dito sa mundong ito, yung pera, pag meron kang pera, bigyan mo sa isang tao, kikilos sila. Pag mong bigyan ng pera, sabihan mo, God loves you. Kikilos ba sila para sa'yo? Walang pera sa passion. Iyak ka na lang.
Talaga? Umiyak ka?
Iyak ka, move on. Paano ka hindi iiyak? Isipin mo, kumita ka ng 1 milyon, naubos yung 1 milyon. If you're starting a business, kung hindi mo kasama ang asawa mo sa negosyo na to, pag-aawayan mo. When you start a business, itong kailangan nyo tandaan, it's lonely to become an entrepreneur. Umabot ako sa point ko na at 35 years old, almost bankrupt ako. Ang laman ng bank account ko is 20 pesos only. Sa akin, umabot ako sa point na because I'm blessed, because I received blessings from my Creator, natuto kong magmahal.
Jesse, welcome to the show. So sa mga hindi nakakakilala sa'yo, can you introduce yourself very quick? What do you do and who are you?
Also, my name is Jesse Tan. I'm the Vice President and co-founder of PC Express. And currently, I'm also building my own brand. So I do have JLT, which stands for Journey, Leadership, and Technology. So this is a brand that I created so that I could help Filipino micro-entrepreneurs, small businesses grow their business.
Alright. So nasabi mo micro-entrepreneurs. Kasi ngayon, sa mga hindi nakakaalam, no, PC Express has how many branches na?
PC Express has 105 branches nationwide.
And you handle them all.
I handle them all. So,
Pero may time ka pa rin ngayon mag-podcast, ah.
meron pa rin.
Meron pa rin tayo.
May time tayo dyan. Kasi when you handle a business, when you handle a branch, hindi mo naman kayang i-handle yan ng mag-isa ka lang. So you need to have a system, a structure that allows you to scale from 1 branch to 2 branches, 10 branches, 20. Pagdating mo kasi sa 100, ibang usapan na.
Alright.
So hindi ka pwede solo talaga. You need a hierarchy in terms of who handles what. Sinishare mo lahat yan. You have a branch manager, you have an area manager, you have a district or a regional manager that would help you along the way.
Alright, so tell us more about the PC Express brand. How does the business is running? Ano yung model niya ngayon?
Also, the PC Express business model is we do retail, we do wholesale.
So is that your parang major na business model?
The business
the
model
retail?
is basically as a retailer. We're called an IT retailer and we're located inside the malls, outside the malls, kumbaga everywhere.
Yeah.
Majority ngayon nasa mall tayo. Why? Because buying behavior ng Filipinos, they prefer to be inside the mall. So that pagkapag may inaantay sila or si tatay nagsha-shopping for IT, si nanay nasa ibang lugar. Si ate, si kuya may iba rin ginagawa. So it makes sense why Filipino businesses, when you're in retail, the number one thing that you'll think about, should I enter the mall or not? Kasi higher operating expenses, higher rent, but you have the manpower coming. Not the manpower. You have
traffic.
the customers, the traffic na dinadala ng mall. Now, hindi lahat ng mall pare-parehas. May hit and miss yan. Hit and miss because the products that we sell is not a commodity na araw-araw may bibili sa'yo.
Yeah, actually.
Ay? So, pag may bumili na sa'yo ng isa, ang malamang ang next na bili niyan sa'yo sa susunod na taon na.
Or maintenance na.
Or maintenance. Or kung hindi naman, because they bought a computer, next time they would need a printer. Pag hindi pa niya sabay binili yan, bibili yan. Now, if you're offering peripherals as well, such as gaming peripherals, kapag si kuya, si ate, napunta sa mundo ng gaming, may pangangailangan na ibang produkto. So, it really depends on how far you would scale your business when it comes to the variety of products or services that you offer.
That is aligned to the main product.
That is aligned to the main product.
Yeah. So, ang next question ko dito, I've noticed na sinabi mo the buying behavior. Kasi a lot of entrepreneurs, ay iniisip nila, number 1, strategies, numbers, the operations and all. Pero I think one factor na hindi nila na-consider is the buying behavior or the market behavior. So can you elaborate on that? Paano mo inaral yung behavior ng market in terms of your business?
Okay. So, when you start a business kasi, ang unang papasok sa utak mo lagi is, I have a product, I have a service na kaya kong ibigay at mai-offer ko.
Yung sa tingin mo.
Ang sabihin mo na kaya mong ibigay,
Oo.
na may offer mo na pwede mong pagkakitaan, that's what business is all about.
Initially, ganun lagi.
Ganun lagi yun. Oo. Bihira ka makakakita ng business na, gagawa ako ng business, tapos hindi ako kikita. Hindi business yun, charity yun.
Yep.
Diba? So, or advocacy, yung tawag doon. So, when you create a business, ang unang habol dito would be a product or a service that you can render or give and make money out of it. Now, ang kadalasan ng iniisip natin, paano papasok yung pera sa atin bilang business owner? Pero ang nakakalimutan natin, the reason why may nagbabayad sa'yo is kailangan mo i-serve yung pangangailangan niya.
So, based sa experience mo, did you start with the product or the need?
Okay. Sa akin kasi, it started with my needs. Okay? Kadalasan, pag pumapasok ka sa business, my needs una. Kasi self-serving tayo eh. Tao tayo.
Yeah, but hindi siya applicable for some kasi right now, people gumagawa ng business because of the trend.
If you create a business because of the trend, hindi mo ba isa-serve need mo kasi kailangan mo kumita ng pera?
Well, yun yung general. Pero
sige
the
nga.
specific, like for you,
Hindi, ibig sabihin, babalik ka pa rin sa your needs as a business owner.
yeah.
Uunahin mo sarili mo. That's why you're doing business. Then, mag-iisip ka, ano yung kaya kong ibigay with the less effort na pwede ko naman ma-serve ang needs ng iba.
I see.
Okay?
But the need was initial ba pera agad or did you start your business because meron kang need with that specific product na nakatulong sa'yo?
Okay. So, when you do a side hustle, kasi yun yung word ngayon eh, side
Yeah,
hustle.
side hustle.
When you do a side hustle or a sideline business na tinatawag, ang pinakamatinding pangangailangan dyan is you need extra income. So, you cannot discount the fact that why you enter business is because you need that income.
Yep.
So, yun i-establish ko yun. That's a hard and fact rule na even though nag-start ako sa industry na to because I wanted to do something. Not just to earn the money, but I want to play a video game.
So,
Wala
hindi
po, di ba?
Oo nga. So, nag-start ka with the need not to earn money but to play the video game.
But because I wanted to play a video game, saan ko kukunin yung pera para i-upgrade yung PC ko? So, kailangan ko magkaroon ng negosyo.
Nice.
Sideline, side hustle. So, doon pumasok yung idea na, teka lang, why don't I enter this type of particular field para makakuha ako ng extra income para malaro ko yung game ko. So, I
The
think
primary need.
yung primary need.
Yeah.
Kasi back then, I was 17 years old. 17 years old, mag-iisip ka ba magnenegosyo ka na kaagad kung ang nagbabayad ng tuition mo, tatay, nanay mo,
No.
tirahan mo, provided naman sa'yo. So, hindi ka mag-iisip na kailangan mo kaagad ng pera. Ang isipin mo, ano yung mga luho na gusto mong gawin na hindi binibigay sa'yo? So, etong mga passions na to, hobbies na, akala natin hobby-hobby lang. Hindi eh. Sometimes sa inyo nagsaspark ng interest sa'yo para magsimula ka ng something. Because, para sa akin, passion is so important. Ay, Filipino-Chinese culture is walang pera sa passion. Okay?
Pero Filipino-Chinese ka.
I'm a Filipino-Chinese. You have
So,
to-
hindi ba contradicting yun? Like you said, Filipino-Chinese na culture is walang pera sa passion. But right now, sinasabi mo, kailangan mo ng passion?
Okay. Ang difference kasi dito, sa Filipino-Chinese culture, nanggaling yan from China. Tumakas sa China yan. Yung mga Filipino-Chinese. Oh. Yung, kumbaga, saan nagsimula? Tumakas yan sa China because of the communist regime. Pagpunta sa Pilipinas, naghirap. Nagbanat ng buto yan. Iba't ibang klaseng mga serbisyo ang kaya nilang ialok. Diba? Tapos pumasok sila sa trading. So some would go into trading, some would go into services. But the main point here is that they need to find yung mga activities that creates income. So what do you mean activities that creates income? Maging barbero ako. So kapag gumugupit ako ng buhok at maniningil ako, it creates income. Maging mananahi ako. Magbebenta ako. Buy and sell ako ng gamit. So lahat yan, may income na kapalit. Pasok tayo ngayon sa passion. Ang passion ko maglaro ng games. Anong pera sa gaming?
Before.
Before. Ngayon, ibang usapan.
Ano yan, mga 5 years ago ba?
No, we're talking about ano na we're talking about 30 years
30
ago.
years ago.
Diba? Kumbaga maririnig mo to, sasabihin
Family
sa'yo.
computer. Mga,
Oo, sasabihin sa'yo ng magulang mo, wala ka nang ginawa kundi maglaro ng video games.
Nabutan ko yun.
Anong makukuha mo dyan? Diba? Yun ang sinasabi. Well, in fact, ako I'm a gaming advocate. Because I learned because of gaming. Pumasok ako sa business because of gaming. Natuto ko mag-strategize sa negosyo because of gaming. Ito pa, natuto ko paano palakihin yung anak ko also because of gaming. Diba? Hindi mo maiisip how. If you remove your negative perception about a certain thing at isipin mo kung ano yung positive na makukuha mo, may mapupulot ka.
Yeah.
And when you turn that into opportunities, ito yung keyword sa akin opportunities. In everything you do, there will be an opportunity that would allow you to turn that into profit.
Nice. I love that. So you consider life as a game, no? Ano sa tingin mo yung mga pinaka biggest lesson mo from playing video game and applying it to real life? So let's talk about the application na. Ano yung mga tingin mo na natutunan mo on playing a certain video game and then you applied it on expanding to 100 plus branches?
Sige, ito. So, I always talked about when I give my talks to younger people, I always tell them, alam nyo ba that I was able to finish this certain game? It's Mario Brothers, Family Computer. Okay, Mario Brothers, Stage 1-1. Okay, hindi ko tinapos yung buong game na ganito yung condition. But I finished Stage 1-1 na naka-blindfold. Sabi nila, imposible, yabang mo lang yan. No, it's possible because games back then runs on a specific pattern.
Patterns.
Okay? And it doesn't change. Okay, the way games are programmed before, it's constant. The time, yung movement ng bawat character,
Stages.
yung music, yung stages, everything is constant because it's pre-programmed to do that way. And once something is pre-programmed, naaral mo yung program na yon, muscle memory na yan eh. When you play basketball, yung iba kahit nakapikit from the free throw line, kaya nila i-shoot yung bola. Bakit? Because sobrang sanay na yung katawan nila. Because they practice so much. And sa atin, ganun din yung ginawa ko. I played the game so much kasi syempre stage 1-1. Para umabot ka sa stage 8-4, kailangan mo pa ulit-ulit namamatay ka, ulitin mo sa stage 1-1. So masasanay ka. And then you use that to your advantage because sobrang sanay ka na. Alam mo na yung gagawin mo kahit nakapikit ka. So yun yung sinasabi sa atin na if you want to master something, ulit-ulitin mo. Repetition.
So what did you repeat sa line of business mo na napunta ka dun sa mastery level?
So, in all of the games that you'd be playing, yung luma, iba na kasi yung ngayon. Ngayon may halong AI, medyo mas mahirap yung... Mas mahirap
the business of
i-predict.
game, we're the context of sa business
So,
ng
gaming
game.
back then, what helped me there is that, yung alam mo, yung thinking, yung belief na I can beat the game. Why? Because it was meant to be beaten.
So una,
Yun ang gusto ko
you
doon
have
You have the belief,
mindset
the mindset. Sobrang
that
importante.
you can defeat the game.
When you're in business, mindset is very important. Pag sa simula pa lang inisip mo talo ka na, tapos na ang laban.
Tapos na.
So you need to know, you need to understand, you need to believe that you can beat the game. And how you beat the game is what you have to find out. Yan yung discovery stage ng isang video game. And while you're doing that, you tend to notice something. No, you need to be observant as well. You need to see what you actually give so that you could excel.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know what you're putting out, 'di ba? Hindi mo marirealize na there might be an efficient way to do things. So, speaking about Mario Brothers, yun na yung gamitin natin. So, stage 1-1 to 8-4. So, bawat stage 1-1, 1-2, 1-3, 1-4, 2-1, 2-2, 2-3, 2-4. Pero you can actually finish the game. Pag in-speedrun mo yan, may mga shortcuts. So from 1-1, 1-2, talon ka na papunta sa 3-1,
Yep.
3-2, tas talon ka na ulit doon sa susunod.
Alam mo talaga yun.
So may mga talagang way kung how you can beat it. Now, paano naman sa buhay, paano sa business?
Yeah.
How does it translate? Okay, hindi assured. Hindi ang buhay, I treat life as a game. Pero unlike the games that we play, hindi siya set Hindi siya predetermined. Yes, you can beat the game.
But it has pattern.
It has patterns. It has patterns. Imposibleng wala. It just changes. Ang mahirap kasi, ang buhay, hindi yan pre-coded. Hindi yan pre-program na one way lang ang takbo.
Yep.
Kumbaga, bakit ba nauso ang AI? Because we want the machines to think like a human. And human doesn't work in one direction. Yung utak natin pwedeng sumanga kung saan-saan. And the reason why it's so hard to play against another person is iba yung takbo eh. They will always, we adapt. We find ways on how to move on a different path pagka nahirapan tayo sa isa.
Yep.
Diba? So, doon pumapasok. And yun yung para sa akin, because it's a game, sa biggest challenge, doon ako nag-e-enjoy. Diba? Parang lockring, nag-e-enjoy sa buhay na because I think
may
it's a
challenges.
game. May challenges. Diba? So, again, yung napupulot natin dito, in business, meron kang gustong goal na ma-achieve.
Let's say income.
Okay, income.
Yeah, let's say from 0 to 1 million. And then, syempre, yung tulad na sabi mo kanina, we will start with the mindset that we can defeat the game. Yung challenges na, no? So, ano yung mga next step na ginawa mo from getting from 0 to 1 million? Especially kung siguro magsisimula ka ulit.
Okay. When you start a business, you have a goal in mind. Ano yung goal na to? When you talk about setting, kasi when you study management, when you study business administration, or even when you go to a seminar, pag-uusapan dyan, you always start with a plan. And a plan will always have an objective. At ituturo sa yung tinatawag na SMART objective.
Smart.
It has to be specific, it has to be measurable, it has to be attainable, it has to have relevance, it has to be time-bound. So yung very, very first pa lang yan, yung SMART objective mo, yung main goal mo, huwag kang magsabi na kahit ano na lang, bahala na. Yung bahala na si Batman. Sa
Which
Pilipinas,
maraming ganun din ngayon.
Marami tayong gano'n. Papasok ka sa negosyo, sasabihin mo, bahala na si Batman. Hindi pwede. Pagpasok mo sa business, ano ang gusto mo unang ma-achieve? Tulad sa akin, gusto ko makaipon ng pera para ma-upgrade yung PC ko. So yun yung unang goal na ginawa ko. Nagawa ko na. Naglalaro na ako. Tumatakbo pa ba? Hindi, kasi sideline lang siya. Para doon. So it stops. Kasi tapos na yung mindset ng goal ko eh.
Yep.
Yun yung ginawa ko. When I started this business, una, laro lang ng game. Pangalawa, kumikita. Kailangan ko ng date money. Kailangan sustainable. Diba? Magastos manligaw. Magastos mag-treat ng girlfriend sa labas. Paano na pag nag-asawa ka pa? So, mag-i-imagine ka na ngayon. Magsiset ka na ng goal. I think I want 1 million pesos.
Okay.
So, yun yung next target ko. I have my PC. I have my date money already. I want to have 1 million pesos. So, nangarap ako.
Yep.
So, sabi ko, gusto ko at the age of 21, may 1 million pesos ako. Because I have a goal, diretso tayo doon. Gagawa ka ng plano, gagawa ka ng steps para makuha mo yung 1 million mo.
I see.
In one way or the other.
And what was that steps?
So, ano yung step nun? So, since nasa mundo ako ng IT, I love video games. Nung nag-upgrade ako ng PC ko, I scoured over different IT stores in the Philippines just to find the best price para sa pang-upgrade ng PC. So, while you're doing that,
Wala pa internet ito.
wala pang internet yan. As in talagang, punta ako dito sa isang lugar, takbo ka sa isang lugar, hanap ka sa classified ads, punta ka sa mga convention, sa mga seminars. This was way back when? This was way back 1995. 1994, 1995.
Yeah.
So, walang internet. 'Di ba? So, saan mo kukunin yung info na yon? You have to ask around. So, in business, if you're afraid to ask, you will not learn.
Yeah.
'Di ba?
So instead of assuming,
Instead of assuming, ask.
it's better to ask.
It's better. Because people will tell you.
Yeah.
People will answer you.
Yeah.
Hindi sa hindi. Huwag mo isipin na galit ang mundo sa'yo, hindi ka sasagutin.
Especially ngayon.
Oh,
Na meron internet.
Oh, na meron. Ang problem
May
ngayon,
AI, oh.
marami na nagmamarunong.
Oo.
So, iingat ka naman kasi baka ma-scam ka na kasi nauso na eh.
Yeah.
'Di ba? If you're too hungry for something and people who sees it as an opportunity to get money out of you, gagamitin nila. So, yun yung iingatan mo doon. But going,
Nangyari na ba sa'yo yun?
ilang beses na.
Talaga?
Ilang beses na. You will not,
And how do you deal with that?
iyak ka na lang.
Talaga? Umiyak ka?
Iyak ka. move on. Paano ka hindi iiyak? Isipin mo, kumita ka ng 1 milyon, naubos yung 1 milyon.
Zero.
Ang problem, yung kita mo 1 milyon, hindi profit. Pero yung lugi mo 1 milyon.
Okay.
Totally 1 million yung kailangan mong bawiin.
So hindi ka back to zero, nag-negative ka pa.
Nag-negative ka pa. And it will happen. All businesses, before you even become big, dadaanan mo yan. Maniwala ka, dadaanan mo yan.
And how do you handle that? I mean, syempre, di ba, for some sa audience natin, iniisip nila na, okay, meron na, nag-aspire akong maging ganito. Maybe like you, no? Pero kailangan ko ba malugi ng 1M? Pero kasi, ang sinabi mo, maybe hindi financial, but meron ka talagang pagdadaan ng malaking big boss. Kumbaga, yung Bowser mo sa real life, no? Syempre, well, number 1, iiyak ka talaga. But do you have a certain steps or method kung paano mo siya i-handle? Kasi iba, it's either make or break eh. For some, pag nakita nila yun, hindi, masyadong malaki, masyadong mahirap. Balik na lang ako sa dati. Versus paano mo siya lalagpasan at maka-move forward.
Kasi, ito siguro kailangan natin tandaan. In business, no, what you are trading off para kumita ka ng pera is ito. Una, asawa mo. Bakit? If you're starting a business, kung hindi mo kasama ang asawa mo sa negosyo na to, pag-aawayan mo.
Okay.
Pag-aawayan nyo to. Because ito ang unang-unang dapat binibigyan mo ng oras kasi asawa mo.
Kaysa sa anak mo?
Kaysa sa anak mo. No? Una ang asawa bago ang anak. Tandaan natin yun.
At ang negosyo?
Ngayon, ang negosyo kasi sa atin, nagtayo ka ng negosyo. So kapag nagtayo kayo ng negosyo, automatic dyan, ang oras nyo, maniwala kayo, 24 hours na sa negosyo nyo. Kasi pera nyo yan eh. Life savings nyo yan. Paano ang asawa nyo? Nangako kayo na magsasama kayo. So yun ang unang pag-aawayan nyo.
So hindi niya alam na pinakasalan niya din yung negosyo mo.
Okay, kaya nga dapat isama mo siya. Para dalawa kayo nagtutulungan. Pangalawa, anak mo. I grew up with an absentee father. Ano ibig sabihin ng absentee father? Ibig sabihin, nagpo-provide siya sa'yo, pero wala siya sa tabi mo. Minsan, hindi ko nga narinig sabihin ng tatay ko, I love you.
So nakaka-relate ako dyan.
Diba? And a lot of Filipino-Chinese businessmen actually ganito ang ginagawa. They provide. They provide for everything that their children would need, but they will always forget to be there when the special moments happen.
So they can give any resources.
They can give the
aside from
resources aside from their time. Because time is a critical element when it comes to business. Kaya natin sinasabi na time is gold. Diba?
Literally.
Because time is money. Hindi mo mababawi ang oras eh. Walang reverse. Tuloy-tuloy ang tumatakbo pag nasayang na yung oras mo. Kaya nga, ayaw na ayaw ng mga businessman na gumagawa ka ng hobbies na wala kang pagkakakitaan. Kasi sayang yan. Diba? Tapos, meron ka ng asawa, meron kang anak, kaibigan mo. Posibleng mag-away kayo. Kasi hindi ka na niya nakikita eh.
Or magkalimutan.
Magkalimutan kayo. At ang pinakamasakit dito, no? Nakalimutan mo na rin yung kung sino ka talaga.
Because of the business.
Because of the business. Kinain ka na nung sistema. Yun yung tinatawag eh. Because you now become a slave to your business, forgetting in what you really believe in what you stand for.
And siguro nakalimutan mo na din kung bakit ka nagsimula sa business at the first place. Which is like sa'yo, yung paglalaro.
Siguro yun, hindi masyado. Kasi yung pagtayo mo ng business, yung una, it's paglalaro. But when you start creating a full-blown business, mawawala yun eh. Because that particular hobby is not something that should be stuck with you forever.
Yep.
May mapupulot kang lesson dyan. I'm more particular of forgetting who you really are and what's your purpose in life.
So that's heavy for you.
Because that's your own personal belief already. Sa akin kasi naniniwala ako, ginawa ko ng Diyos eh. Naniniwala ko, minahal ako ng Diyos. At may purpose ako, bakit ako nandito sa mundong ito. Hindi lang para kumita ng pera. Kundi, it's a deeper meaning. But we'll reserve that in a different podcast.
Nice. Ang ganda nun, no? Na, again, I was thinking na ang sasagot mo sa akin is just about ano yung mga ginawa mo, yung mga execution mo. But again, I love that you start with number one, the mindset. And secondly, your identity. Kumbaga, really getting back to the roots of, kumbaga, remembering who you are. Sometimes we get so lost doon sa sa pagnenegosyo natin na may isang araw na lang, umarap ka sa salamin tapos, sino na ba ako?
Tama.
Or sino ako?
Sino ako?
Kumbaga, nung nakita mo, parang nakita mo sa salamin, ikaw yung bata naglalaro lang ng computer. Tapos ngayon, parang iba na itsura, pero iba na din yung lifestyle totally. Siguro sa ang next question ko dito, Jesse, yung what are the system and structure na in-apply mo? Kasi hindi madali. I mean, 100 plus branches nationwide operating, no? Ano yung mga specific na structure na ginawa mo or system para to fulfill all those need?
So unang iisipin mo muna dito, when you create a system or a structure, you have a process na that works well.
Okay.
Diba?
So process go
nagsimula ka,
first.
Process muna. Kasi pag wala ka nung process, anong system gagawin mo?
Ano yung wala kang maduduplicate?
Wala kang maduduplicate eh. Creating a system allows you to scale because everything is repeatable. Okay, in business, it's not enough that it is repeatable. It is important that it is auditable. That I learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
Okay? Kasi you create a process and that particular process allowed you to scale quickly, but you did not know that you're losing money. You did not know that there's theft happening. You did not know na hindi ka pala efficient.
And it's happening to a lot of business owners nowadays.
Oo, kahit established businesses.
Kasi nakikita
actually.
lang nila yung gross. They see the
Oo.
money. Pero the flow, asan napupunta, yung mga faucets nun, saan tumatagas yung inimbak nilang tubig, hindi nila makita.
And ito yun, no? When ang kadalasan mali ng mga business owners is wala silang accounting. Proper accounting. Nung lumaki ako, simple lang yung sinabi ng tatay ko sa akin. Ang business, simple lang yan. Perang nilabas mo, perang pumasok sa'yo. Ikot lang ng ikot, ikot ng ikot. Tapos, yun yung negosyo. Kung may surplus ka na, yan ang kita mo. Very, very common sa mga businesses, ganun mag-isip. Perang kailangan kong ilabas, pera kailangan kong kitain, ilalabas ulit, kikitain. Problem
sobra,
dito, yung
yung
sobra, yun yung kita. Ang tanong, may sobra ba? Kadalasan ang nangyayari sa atin, may nilabas kang pera, may pumasok na pera, yung sobra, iyon na. Paano yung ulit? Iikot yun eh.
Yep.
So, yung 100 pesos mo, naging 200. Kinuha mo ngayon yung 100. So, back ka na naman ulit sa 100. So, yung 100 mo magiging 200 ulit, meron ka na naman 100. So, every 100 pesos na nilabas mo, ay, sweldo ko yan. Para sa akin yan. Kita ko yan eh. Parang yung negosyo mo, forever ka na lang 100, 200, 100, 200 ang balik sa'yo. So, yun yung pinakamabilis siguro na paano ko siya i-explain na madalas pagkakamali ng mga business owner. Yung tunay na profit, kinuha na nila, ginastos na nila. Hindi na, nakalimutan nila, ay may babayaran akong tax. Ay may ibang gastos ako, may utilities ako, may operations ako. Ay yung operations ko pala, hindi forever, ito yung gastos. For example, ngayon, mataas ang krudo. Affected lahat. So, aakyat ang freight mo, shipping mo, pati purchase mo ng mga produkto, aakyat yan. Ano ngayon yung pang-ikot mo kung di ka nakapagtabi?
Tama.
So, the accounting system actually should be the first thing that you should have when you're running a business.
Okay. So, kasi maraming department eh. Meron tayong HR, diba? May sales, may marketing. For you, accounting yung una.
Yun ang dapat. Ako kasi hindi ko inuna yung accounting eh.
Yeah.
Mahina ako sa accounting. Buti na lang, yung co-founder ko, sa kanya yung side ng pera. Sa kanya yung accounting. So, may check and balance ka. Kasi I handle sales and marketing. Wild ideas. Turn nothing into something. Create the demand. Pero lahat yan may gastos. Ang nakikita, i-highlight mo, because of what I did, I made X amount of money. Ang question, how much did you spend? to create that XX amount of money. So pag hindi mo alam yon, palubog ka.
Okay.
So ito na yung mga pumapasok sa, para kung magkaroon ako ng benta, ibabagsak ko ang presyo. So when you drop
Would
the
you
price,
suggest that?
okay, everybody does that. Okay? But you don't do it regularly.
Mhm.
Kung yan ang yan ang mission statement mo, magbigay ng pinakamura,
Yeah.
na pinakamurang produkto sa industriya na to,
Yep.
okay lang if you know how to compute your cost.
Saka yung margin mo. Kasi baka yung binagsak mo below your margin.
hindi lang, ito ang dami sa industriya ng IT na tumiklop. Bakit? It's very, very simple. They are selling their products below cost. That is already a sign. Okay, when they do that, it's already a sign
Napalugi.
na iniikot nila yung pera para makabayad ng utang
Or expenses.
or expenses nila. Kasi kailangan nila ng cash eh.
Mm.
So they do not have enough cash flow
Yep.
to
Di sila
sustain the
liquid.
business. Di sila liquid, kaya magsasara yan. Ang masakit dito, at the expense of their suppliers.
Okay. Nice. So, ganda. So, you said na you should master the process muna. So, hindi ka muna agad magsiscale not until maayos na yung first branch mo. So, nung na-master mo yung process sa first branch mo, how did you scale? What systems did you apply?
Ano yan eh? The reason why you would want to branch out is because you saw na yung ginagawa mo is kulang. Kumbaga, you can still do more. Sa sobrang dami na ng customers, sa sobrang dami na ng benta mo, parang baka merong may need sa ibang lugar. Or probably you saw an opportunity na kaya pa. Overflowing na yung area ko eh.
Okay.
So, if I duplicate this particular business in another area, nag-branch
That has
out
need.
ako. Kasi alam mo naman may need lahat. Unless very, very localized yung services mo, tsaka yung business na ino-offer mo, yung products na ino-offer mo. Pero, for example, in the IT business, wherever we open back then, people will go to us. Kasi, uhaw sila. Kailangan nila yung gamit.
Nagsasurvey ba kayo before? Location nila? So, or later on yun na nagawa yan? Kasi for me, it's very natutunan ko to sa, with the work that I'm in, no? It's very important that you get the data. Not only the buying capacity, but also the demographics, the age, the location.
Diba, kaya when you study business, diba, may such a thing called feasibility studies.
Yep.
Tinuturo yan. When you take up business administration, business management, ituturo sa inyo yan. I did not graduate in college.
Talaga?
I did not graduate in college. Ang gusto ko kasi medicine eh. Gusto ko maging doktor. So,
Kaya pala mukha kang doktor. Pagpalit ka na, mas...
palitan ako ng puti. Pwede na, doktor
mas mukha kang
na.
doktor.
Oo, di ba?
Salamin mo, yung demeanor mo.
So, I started out kasi, I wanted to go into medicine. Then, because my dad's business was in construction, pinalipat ako sa civil engineering. Sabi ko,
Parang layo. Business owner ka, gusto mo maging doktor, civil engineering, tapos gamer ka.
so paano nag-mix-mix? Paano umabot? Ito yung maganda. Ito yung mga maganda. Sa mga nangyayari sa buhay natin, ang iniisip natin kasi, kapag ang direction ko ay papunta dito sa kanan, dapat papunta ko all the way sa kanan. Hindi natin naisip that life isn't just a one-way street. Maraming sanga-sangayan at maraming roadblocks yan.
Yeah.
And each and every roadblock that happens sa buhay mo, may purpose. But ang hirap i-digest yan. You need to believe that whatever happens in your life is preparing you for something big, something greater. Diba? So, sa akin, gano'n nangyari. I wanted medicine. So, ang nangyari sa akin, hindi ako natuloy. Napunta ako sa civil engineering. Sabi ko, ayoko ng civil engineering. So, di ko inaral ng maayos. Na non-major ako, lumipat ako ng public administration. Isipin mo, pumasok pa ako ng public administration. Di ko rin tinapos. Kasi nagdenegosyo na ako back then. So, what I got was yung basics of education. Kasi, syempre, nag-elementary, nag-high school. Ano ako geek ako.
Yep.
Mahilig ako mag-aral. Pero bakit ako bumagsak ng college? Ba't hindi ko tinapos yung college ko kung mahilig ako mag-aral? Because I found out na yung course ko, hindi ko kailangan.
Hindi align dun sa gusto.
Hindi align doon sa gusto ko eh.
Okay.
'Di ba? So, sa ano ba talaga? If I wanted medicine, bakit ako na sa technology?
Yep.
Bakit ako na sa sales? Bakit ako na sa marketing? Ano ba talaga yung gusto kong mangyari sa buhay ko? It ended up ngayon, ang gusto kong mangyari is magturo.
Yep.
Ang labo, no? Naging teacher pa.
Yeah.
Kasi marami ka nang natutunan eh. And what you have is what you can give. You cannot give something that you don't have. 'Di ba? And doon pumasok yung purpose ko. What if I can lead other people to be successful in their life as well?
So yun yung ginagawa mo ngayon.
Yun yung ginagawa ko ngayon.
Yeah.
That's the purpose of my own personal page din na JLP.
So speaking of that, no, na sabi mo nga na hindi ka pwede magturo, na hindi mo naman na-experience din kasi magiging computer ka lang, magiging Google ka lang, di ba? But, so you're building a community right now. So, can you tell me, gaano ka-importante sa iyo yung pag-build ng community or the right environment now that ito nga, gusto mo na magturo versus way back before? What were your environment or how did your environment shape you to who you are right now?
Okay. So, lumaki ako in a sheltered environment. No? So, hindi ako basta-basta lumalabas na kung sino-sino ang kasama. So, being a Filipino-Chinese, we get to mingle with same people. Filipino-Chinese din. So, I studied in a private school na panay Filipino-Chinese doon. So, doon lang umiikot yung mundo ko. Kami-kami lang yung magkakakilala. Wala akong kakilala sa labas. Pagdating ko ng college, napunta ako sa UP. And you know how UP is. It's very open.
Yep.
Bahala ka. Free thinkers yan eh. Gawin mo kung anong gusto mo. Imagine, pumasok ako na naka-boxer shorts lang.
Talaga?
Oo.
Hindi nga.
Siyempre may t-shirt akong suot. Pero ang sabi sa akin, tinanong ako ng teacher ko sabi niya, may sasakyan ka no? At that time may sasakyan ako. Oo, meron. Bakit? Kasi pumapasok ka naka-boxer shorts lang eh. Pero bakit ka nagsa-summer class? So that was my engineering math. Isa lang sinabi ko sa kanila kaaway ko yung teacher ko. Di ko gusto kung paano siya mag-explain. Hindi ko naintindihan bakit ko kailangan mag-aral ng hyperbola at saka parabola. So in-explain niya sa akin, may kotse ka, yung headlight mo, parabolic yan. Kung naintindihan mo, malalaman mo, parang bato ng ilaw. Being a nerd, wow.
Diba?
Parang okay. Then, uno ako. Kasi naintindihan ko eh. So, doon pumasok sa akin na yung environment kung nasaan ka, very, during elementary and high school, super competitive yung class namin. Nasa honor class kasi ako, star section. And I was fighting for a 0.01 difference.
Sa top 1.
No, not that, hindi ako mabot ng top 1 eh.
Yeah.
Hindi ko kinaya. Masyado na kaming malayo sa agwan.
No.
Diba? But, alam mo yun, yung para every point counts.
Kahit 0.1.
Kahit 0.01. 0.1.
Yeah.
It's so important because it will change your ranking. And Filipino-Chinese, sobrang important ang ranking. Sa lahat ng mga nag-aaral, di ba? Gaano ka-importante ang ranking para sa inyo? Whether it be sa games, whether it be sa education, or even dito sa negosyo natin. Titles are very important.
Kasi yung mga tao, they choose din based on the title.
Yes.
Kung number 2 ka, kahit 0.01 lang, yun yung naging second ka, people would buy doon sa number 1.
At yan yung environment na kinalakihan ko.
Okay.
So you always have to compete. May inferiority complex na nga ako sa mga kapatid ko tsaka sa mga pinsan ko, dadagdagan mo pa sa eskwelahan. Paano pagpunta mo sa real world scenario? So nandun din eh. So your environment will groom you. If you enter a company, ngayon if you're an employee, you enter a company and that company has a particular culture na naghihilaan pababa. Hindi ka pwedeng umangat, dapat ako.
Yeah.
Okay, crab mentality, so to speak. At marami sa atin ganun. Ano mangyayari sa'yo? Ikaw din, mag-iisip ka
Paano hihilain yung
paano
iba?
mo hihilain yung iba. But if you're into a culture of tulungan kayo, pushing everybody to go upwards, pag nauna ka, hilain mo rin siya, isabay mo siya. Then, papasok ka dito sa mode na, teka lang, hindi lang ako, dapat sabay-sabay kami.
So what is your advice for yung nga, mga small medium enterprise right now who wants to start business? Sabi mo nga, very important environment because it shapes you towards your journey. Ano yung advice mo sa kanila, sa audience natin? What are the kind of environment that they should be involved in?
So, ito, advice ko para sa inyo, sa mga nakikinig ngayon, no? If you're entering business, maghanap kayo ng isang circle, isang community, kung saan like-minded. For example, pagka maliit pa lang, micro-entrepreneurs pa lang tayo nagsisimula, you make sure na sumali kayo sa maliliit. Wag muna kayo sumali doon sa malalaki. Because if you join a community,
Bigger aquarium.
oo, na ang kasama mo, for example, gapi ka pa lang.
Tapos shark.
Tapos
May great
kasama
white.
mo, may great white na. Wala, kakainin ka lang ng buhay doon. What do you mean kakainin ka ng buhay? Hindi ka makakasunod, matatakot ka. Ma-intimidate ka. So you need a mentor that would help you. Pero hindi pwedeng lahat malalaki. Dapat, yung mentor is there to help yung mga maliliit. So that lahat kayo, maliliit, nagtutulungan kayo. Because the first customers who would be loyal sa'yo is yung nandun sa environment mo.
And meron ka ba masasuggest na environment na ganun? Specific. Yun sa'yo.
Yung sa akin, I'm actually starting my own environment or my own circle. It's called the JLT Growth Circle. You can actually find this in Facebook. So, ang habol ko dito is to start a circle, a community of micro-entrepreneurs, employees na tumalon sa negosyo or kakasimula pa lang or even small businesses. Because doon ako nanggaling. I can actually guide you paano ko naghirap. Isipin mo, 4 a.m. pumupunta na ako sa dyaryo. Mga nagbagsakan ng dyaryo para mag-insert ng flyers.
Ano yung free ads ba yan? O discard?
Diba, gagawa ka ng, kasi ayaw mo magbayad sa dyaryo dati, mahal-mahal. So gagawin ko, magpiprint ako ng flyers ko. Pupunta ako dito sa bagsakan ng dyaryo, babayaran ko siya piso kada dyaryo.
Malaki pa rin.
Malaki pa rin yun. Pero mag-i-insert ako. Ang point lang dito is, yung market ko kasi is within that area lang. Hindi ko kailangan maglagay sa dyaryo na nationwide makikilala ko.
Yep.
Kasi as a small business, I'm only servicing itong area na to. Kaya ang gusto ko makakita is yung area na yon.
And I think yan din yung problem na iba. They scale right away that it costs them more than doon sa magkikita sila. Kasi yung ano pa yan, yung shipping fee, yung fulfillment pa niyan, mas lumalaki. Kasi nga, yung distance, mas malayo, di ba? Maybe right now, dahil digital na tayo, but for yung mga ano talaga, alam mo yung tangible products na yung mindset agad to cater. Baga, hindi, lahat. Let's cater everything. But meron na kasi e-commerce, no? Pero noong unang panahon...
Noong unang panahon, kung ano lang yung abot mo eh.
Yes.
Diba? So, let's say, for example, kami, we started in San Juan. So, ang target ko all the way hanggang Makati. Makati, Pasig.
Pero malayo na yun.
Hindi kasi, pagkatapos mo ng San Juan,
Makati.
Mandaluyong, Makati na eh. Diba? So, hindi ka naman pwedeng within one area lang. Eh, ang point kasi sa computers, back then, everybody needed a computer. We started at the right time.
Basta within the peripheral lang siya.
Hindi ako within the peripheral lang eh. Kahit saan sa Metro Manila, umabot ako.
Okay.
Pero when I nag-market ako sa Pasig. Yung bagsakan ng dyaryo, pinuntahan ko is Green Hills, San Juan, Pasig, yung mga Valverde, yung mga subdivisions. So bakit? Kasi kailangan ko ng customer na kayang magbayad for the PC. Ang mahal-mahal ng PC back then. Imagine, your minimum wage is 6,500 tapos ang isang PC is worth 50,000.
Tama.
So, kailangan mo maghanap ng sinong may kailangan. So, you need to know that as well. So, part of the business yan. You research kung sino ba yung customers mo.
May buying capacity.
Sino yung...
Alright. So, ang ganda nun na you really suggest na very important nung environment.
Very important. So,
especially when you're starting.
Oo. Saka ito siguro, mabibigay ko sa inyong payo. When you start a business, itong kailangan nyo tandaan, it's lonely to become an entrepreneur. Kaaway mo asawa mo, kaaway mo anak mo, wala ka na rin kaibigan. So, sino tutulong sa'yo?
Kapwa mo negosyante.
Kapwa mo negosyante.
Kasi nagkakaintindihan kayo. Nice. Alright, so sige, before we go into the final topic, no, tell me about your beliefs when it comes to business.
Yeah.
And how important it is na magkaroon ka ng tama na beliefs. Kasi halos lahat tayo meron ng time beliefs, di ba? Like, merong belief na kapag nagnegosyo ka, yaman ka.
Oo.
Pag nagnegosyo ka, magkakaroon ka ng maraming time. Di ba? So sa'yo, ano sa tingin mo yung mga maling beliefs sa business and ano sa tingin mo yung mga tamang beliefs?
Siguro
Para sa business.
siguro magsimula ako, no? Right thinking equals right action. So saan nang galing yan? So this is what you call the T principle. Your thinking affects your emotions. Your emotions affects your actions.
T, as in T.
T.
T-E-A.
T-E-A.
Yeah.
Diba? Thinking, emotions, actions. Now, yung thinking na yan yung belief system mo. Ito yung moral values mo. Ito yung paniniwala mo, paninindigan mo, prinsipyo mo. So it depends kung ano man. For example sa akin, I believe that because I am a child of God, kung ano yung sinabi niya, yun yung susundin ko. Kung ano yung mali para sa kanya, hindi ko gagawin. So doon nagsisimula yung values ko, yung moral values ko.
Yun yung compass mo.
Yun yung compass ko.
Okay.
And from that, doon lalabas na, ay, may nagkamali. Na-scam ako. Di ba? Na-scam ako.
Ramdam ko yan.
Nawalan ako ng pera.
Oo.
Di ba? Ang sabi, ang belief ko is whatever plans that I have for you is not to fail you nor to harm you, but to give you hope in a future. Oh, okay. So, ibig sabihin, kailangan kong isipin to, ano ba yung nangyari? Bakit ako na-scam? So, I will be able to learn from that scenario. And I will be able to do something about it.
Now, what if wala kang ganung belief?
Now, what if wala kang belief? Ito yung mga rason bakit yung iba sumusuko.
Ganda.
Diba? Kung ang belief mo is, etong pera ko, pinaghirapan ko kasi nagtrabaho ako, 10 years inipon ko to, pumasok ako sa negosyo, tapos na-scam ako. Nawalan ako, let's say, sabihin na natin 100,000, 1 million pesos, life savings ko to. So, anong mangyayari? Yung iba, binibigay na lang nila yung buhay nila dun. Wala na, tapos na. Ayaw na nila. Yung iba naman, wag na lang. Nagkakasakit, depression, anxiety, tapos ano mangyayari sa buhay nila? Wala na rin. Because wala silang anchor. Wala silang pinagkukunan ng lakas. Ang lakas nila is yung kinita nila. Pag nawala yung pera mo, nasaan ka na?
Sino ka? Pag nawala yung pera mo.
At ito BBUC nangyari sa akin. Sabi ko nga, at the age of 21, I've earned my first million. Hindi ko na-save. I only earned. Ibig sabihin, umabot ako, naka-generate ako ng 1 million. Ang mali ko doon, hindi ko inisip kung paano ko siya isi-save. Inisip ko lang kung paano ako makakakuha ng 1 million. So, nawala.
Yep.
Umabot ako sa point ko na at 35 years old, almost bankrupt ako. Ang laman ng bank account ko is 20 pesos only.
Kahit na kumita na ng 1M.
Oo, kumita ka na ng 1M. Tapos may utang pa akong 500,000 sa credit card. Yun yung naging buhay ko at the age of 35. Sabi ko, 35 dapat magre-retire na ako. Tapos yun pa yung nangyari sa akin.
Buti na lang naturo mo yan kasi 2 months from now, 35 na ako at least. Hindi ko mapagdaanan.
Hindi mo magdadaanan yan. Oo.
Yeah,
Diba?
yeah.
So, whatever happens to you, akin kasi ang treatment ko dyan, tuition fee.
Tuition fee.
Tuition fee. Eh, hindi ako nagtapos ng college eh. So, I have to be able to experience all of this so that I would be able to teach it to other people. Yun yung paniniwala ko. So whatever happens in my life, I know there is a greater purpose for that.
Yeah.
And it is not to fail me nor to harm me, pero kung hindi, magiging mas successful ako. Because I was able to stand back up. Diba sabi nga nila, kapag may failure ka, and you are able to stand up again and continue life, to continue your business, then mas malayo ang maaabot mo.
And that becomes a lesson.
Because it becomes a lesson.
Yeah. Ano yung mo? Top 3 most, parang, tawag nito? Yung mga hindi totoong belief. Misconceptions.
Mga misconception.
Sa business let's be specific din sa business.
Ang misconception siguro una, yung kita ko o yung benta ko, no, ay pera ko. So yung explain ko kanina. Kung yung services mo tsaka yung products mo, yung benta mo, kinuha mo na ulit yung pera mo, magkakaproblema ka. Pero maraming pananaw na Pera ko yan, ipon ko yan, yan yung balik sa akin, kaya pwede kong gamitin, pwede ko nang kunin. So yan yung pinauna na akin yan eh. Diba? Hindi nila sineset aside yung sweldo para sa sarili nila o yung tamang compensation para sa trabahong ginawa nila. So that's the most common problem of micro-entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Namimix nila yung personal sa business.
Okay.
Okay? Siguro pangalawa is if I dream big, kasi lagi ko sinasabi, dream big. Think about earning 100 million para at least maabot mo naman yung 1 million. You're dreaming big, pero hindi maayos yung plano. Nanaginip ka lang. Meron kasi yung ano i-manifest mo. Yan, ito yun i-manifest mo na makukuha mo. So ikaw naman, wala ka nang ginawa, i-manifest ko. 100 million maabot ko, 100 million maabot ko. Anong ginagawa mo? Wala, minamanifest ko lang. So paano mo maaabot yung 100 million mo if all you're doing is manifesting?
Yeah.
Diba? Hindi mali mag-dream big.
Yeah.
But you need to have, again, the system and the structure that would help you make it into a reality. Isa yun.
Yeah. But for you, before we go to number 3, no, what goes first? The dream or the system?
The dream.
The dream.
The dream. Because your dream, again, your belief, diba? Your dream will allow you to create the systems that you need to put in place. So, kaya siya nagiging misconception kasi hindi siya tumuloy. Hindi niya alam yung basics or yung foundation that you need to have systems in place. Starts with the process, document your process, turn it into a repeatable process, making it into a system. And when you scale it up, you need to have a structure. You need to have all of those in place.
Yeah.
Siguro yung pangatlo ko
Yeah.
na pinaka masasabi natin na misconception, kayang patakbuhin ng pera ang buhay mo. Kumbaga, your life revolves around money only. Kasi sa business world, yun ang lagi iniisip. Ang sabi nga nung tatay ko dati, anong Diyos ang pinag-uusapan natin dito? Ang reality dito sa mundong ito, yung pera, pag meron kang pera, bigyan mo sa isang tao, kikilos sila. Pag mong bigyan ng pera, sabihan mo, God loves you. Kikilos ba sila para sa'yo? Okay? So, that's the mindset of an atheist. Okay? Sa akin, I marry both. You need the money to move. That's mobilization funds. But you need the guiding principles, your moral values, your belief, so that what you're doing makes sense. Hindi lang basta kumita ng pera, but serves a greater purpose. So yun yung ano. Na in a way, siguro ito, ang mga negosyante matetempt na magkaroon ng extra kita, ng extra profit because of underhanded means. Ano to? Dadayain mo yung customer mo.
Yeah.
Diba? Gagawin mo substandard yung trabaho mo para lang makakuha ka ng extra income out of that deal. So when you start doing that and it becomes a practice, it becomes a habit, sinisira mo na ngayon yung sinasabi natin, pag humarap ka sa salamin, sino ka ba talaga?
Ang ganda nun. Ang ganda nun. So the misconception na you only doing business for money is parang, yes, okay naman siya for the sales, but it has to be balanced
It has to be.
with right morals and beliefs.
Alam mo bakit may company mission and vision?
Pero usually, nakapaskil lang yan sa board din. Hindi naman taga sinusunod yan, di ba?
Oo, yun nga.
Minemorize lang yan eh.
Buti nga kung minemorize pa eh. Ngayon may AI na, chinat GPT mo na lang or kung anong AI yung ginawa mo. Gawan mo, ito may ganito akong negosyo, gawan mo ko ng company mission and vision. If you don't embody that mission and vision that you created, that means your business is just going for the money. And when you do that, doon papasok yung underhanded means mo.
So ikaw ba, ito, on the side, no, I'm just curious. Sino mas susundin dapat ng tao? The boss or the vision and mission ng company?
Okay. Una-una, ang hirap ng tanong mo eh. Kasi pag hindi ko
Kasi
sinunod,
boss ka din eh.
pag hindi ko sinunod yung boss ko,
Yep.
ano mangyayari? Matatanggal ako sa trabaho.
Tama.
'Di ba? Kapag hindi ko naman sinunod yung company mission and vision, ano mangyayari sa akin? Bahala na si boss sa akin.
Okay.
Okay? So ito yung pananaw na the boss can make everything go around. Hawak ka sa leeg.
Hmm.
Okay? Now, in a corporate environment wherein the boss is not the owner, lahat kayo empleyado.
Okay.
'Di ba? The reason ba't ka pumasok dyan, syempre kailangan mo ng pera. Pero why you chose to stay there is because of the culture of the company, the mission and the vision. Kasi yun yung guiding principle mo. Diyan papunta yung kumpanya, kaya dun din ako. Gusto ko sumabay sa'yo.
So, masasabi mo ba na yung compensation, that is the short-term goal, and the culture, the vision, mission, yun yung nagsusustain doon sa short-term goal na yun?
You know why people resign jobs even though they have good pay?
Because nangyari ba sa inyo?
Oo. Because they cannot take the boss. Di na nila kayang tanggapin yung ginagawa ng boss. For whatever that would be. You know?
Yeah.
So, hindi na sila match. Because ayaw niya yung culture na nabubuo sa isang company.
Yeah.
There are employees na enough na yung kinikita nila. Thank you kung mas malaki pa. Everybody would want a better compensation. But if very toxic na para sa'yo, yung culture sa loob ng isang company, aalis sila. Yun naman, on a different note, yung mga matatagal nang nasa kumpanya, ang sasabihin dyan, alam mo yung mga kabataan ngayon, ibang klase mag-isip. Lagi nilang iniisip that they can always jump around in different companies until they find a better place.
Yeah.
Or yung iba naman, nagja-job hopping para magpalaki ng sweldo.
Yeah.
We also need to understand where they're coming from. Iba yung environment niya na kinalakihan nila at kinalakihan natin.
Ganda. Kasi the way you think, hindi siya one-sided. It's always a balance. Kasi I think, kasi dumaan ka sa pagiging empleyado ng sariling company, but at the same time, boss. So, kasi meron iba, yung boss, yung perspective niya lang, hindi, boss dapat ito gawin. Yung iba, empleyado, ito naman yung nagre-reklamo lagi sa boss, ito mga boss ko na to, masyadong abusado, ganon. But I love the perspective na pinapakita mo yung both. Now, after the misconception, can you give me at least one guiding belief mo or for others na nagsisimula? Ano yung pinaka para sa'yo? What is the most effective o ano ba, dapat na belief nila to become successful sa entrepreneurship?
Okay. So, guiding belief to be successful. Una, why do you do what you do? Yun yung isang pinaka-main question dito. If it's just for the money, then it's for the money. But if you're doing this because you want to help others be able to receive that service that you offer kasi kailangan nila, that means you're helping them sa mga pangangailangan nila, then that becomes your guiding principle. So it's really knowing why do you do what you do. In all aspects yan.
Sa'yo ano yun? Why do you do what you do?
Sa akin, umabot ako sa point na because I'm blessed. Because I received blessings from my Creator na natuto kong magmahal. Because He first loved us. Diba? So, wala akong pangamba kahit ano man mangyari sa akin. I'm good. Diba? Na, bakit? Dahil may naipon ako? May naitabi ako para sa pamilya ko? I would say, siguro meron, but I don't think it would always be enough. Pero, naiwan ko sa kanila yung principles na ginawa ako, may Diyos ako, may Jesucristo ako, na lahat ng kailangan ko, binibigay niya. Kasi nadaanan ko eh. Sipin mo 20 pesos pang account, may pambayad ka na 20,000 pesos na Meralco bill. Saan magagaling yun? Because naramdaman ko siya. At ito yung gusto kong ibigay sa ibang tao.
Yeah.
Diba? So when you have that as a guiding principle for your business, then you're passing on the blessing to the other people. At the same time, kumikita ka. Kasi hindi ka pwedeng hindi kumita. Wala kang ilalabas. Diba? Kung what you don't have, you cannot give. So, it's an exchange.
Yeah.
Diba? Pero, it's not just because gusto kong kumita kaya ako nagsaserve ng ganito, kaya ako nagbebenta. But because I want you to become more successful in what you're doing. And I want you to know kung ano yung nangyari sa buhay ko. Pwedeng mangyari sa buhay mo.
Nice. So the blessing was given, not taken. Siguro last question na lang, no. With all the stories na shinare mo sa akin at sa audience natin, who are you now?
So sa akin masasabi ko, right now, being an absentee father, hindi na. I was able to fix the relationships that I had with my kids. Sa asawa ko, inaayos ko pa rin. Bakit? Kasi sa lahat ng ginagawa natin sa pagpapakilala, creating a brand image, creating a personal brand, helping out other people, yun pa rin yung kalaban dun eh. Oras mo para sa kanya na pupunta sa iba. But in a sense na I am successful enough to be able to share this story with other people. And people now are looking into what I'm doing with my life. And it becomes an inspiration for them. So, yun ako ngayon.
An inspiration.
An inspiration, a motivation, a guide, a mentor, a coach, a father, and a husband.
I love that.